Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. On the broadcast today, the mayor of Reno joins us, Schieve, here for the whole show on all new Nevada Newsmakers.
Retail's impact on Nevada's economy? Enormous. 8,600 businesses, large and small, employing 145,000 workers. And last fiscal year, retail paid tax on nearly $60 billion in sales. We're the Retail Association of Nevada. We support retail, we help it grow, and we mean business.
RANNV.org.
Truck drivers are some of the hardest working people you'll meet, delivering over 70% of America's freight and 92% of Nevada's. When there's a natural disaster, they're delivering critical supplies to help those communities recover and rebuild. Every sector of the economy and our nation's military rely on truck drivers. So let's take a moment to say thank you. On the open road or city streets, our truck drivers are rolling to make our economy and our nation stronger. Trucking moves America forward.
Take a look at Pro Group Management and see how your workers' comp requirements can be met head-on. By taking a proactive approach, Pro Group can assure that your company is meeting or exceeding state and federal standards. As you move forward in your industry, Pro Group moves with you, simplifying regulatory tasks, clearing the way so you can get the job done and look to your future success. Pro Group Management, workers' comp that works for you.
The Nevada Builders Alliance has been protecting the interests of the construction industry for over 50 years. Our programs save members thousands of dollars every year and allow them to provide much-needed benefits to their employees. Our industry also allows Nevada to grow. If you're thinking about a career in the construction industry, reach out. And if you haven't thought of a career in construction, what are you waiting for? We are the Nevada Builders Alliance.
This is Nevada Newsmakers with host Sam Shad on No Holds Barred Political Forum. Now, from the Nevada Newsmakers broadcast headquarters, here is Sam Shad.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we are always delighted to welcome back to the program Schieve. She is the mayor of Reno. Pleasure to see you again.
Likewise.
If people only knew that the half an hour before we started taping the show, the real show happened, but that ain't going anywhere.
Well, I get to catch up with you. You know, we've known each other for many, many years, and so it's always like a reunion.
Yes, it is. So let's start out with just a day or so ago, there was a big announcement that you were a part of with Brian Sandoval and Alex Morello. Share with us what you can about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly exciting to see what's transpiring. Obviously, Reno is a breakout city, and people are really recognizing it. But what's happening is that there'll be a 10,000-seat arena that Alex Morello is putting in at the GSR, home to the UNR Wolfpack, which is great. Of course, I say UNR. Right. That tells how old I am. But, it's just going to bring in incredible acts and sporting events. And, we haven't seen anything like this in a very long time. Matter of fact, I think it's the largest investment, over $1 billion of investment coming into our community. So it's really exciting, everything that they have planned. And obviously, Alex has done a tremendous job on that property. And so we're very, very excited.
I think that Kirk Kerkorian, looking down from heaven, is going, the kid is doing good with my property. Because
Definitely.
When he formed the property back in 1978, it was the most beautiful property, and it's even nicer today than it was back then, which is pretty amazing. And he also was the first with so many things like movie theaters and bowling stadiums inside. Yeah. Yes, really, really amazing.
Very much like the Disneyland of gaming. And of course, I was born and raised here, so it will forever be the MGM in my mind, and the Lion. And so, of course, I mean, it's what tremendous history.
Yeah, but the thing that's exciting for me is that Alex Morello has really proven that you can take a property like this that has good bones and do so much with it. I mean, it is an incredible property, and then what he's doing with the Sahara down in Las Vegas is just as incredible, and bringing back a property that many thought would never come back again, and it's now a shining star on the Las Vegas Strip as well.
He's a visionary, and he's also an executor. When we sat
You mean
down,
that in the nicest possible way.
Yes, he does. We sat down, several years ago. We'll talk periodically, and he just has very big visions. He is incredibly motivated. He's done everything that he said he was going to do at that property, and so I think they've done a tremendous job. They have a tremendous team that I've been lucky to work with over the years, and so I think, and that's the thing, is that he really believes in Reno. And he sees all the potential and everything that's happening here.
And it's long term. I mean, part of this is down the road to build additional rooms, another tower. There's a lot more going along. Affordable housing, starting out with workforce employees. So there's a lot going on. We're going to have Andrew Diss on the program.
Great.
And he is going to talk a lot more about this in the next couple of days. Yes, indeed.
Well, anyway, it's been very exciting, and I think all of us are just elated to see it, and I know President Sandoval is incredibly thrilled. So, I mean, it's, and here's the thing, Reno isn't big enough to where I think that, it's going to help all of us that are here. Because obviously not everyone can stay at the GSR, so it will help all the other room nights in town too. So that's also exciting.
Well, on the drawing board, and have been for 20 plus years, are additional rooms at Atlantis, at Peppermill, at the Nugget, and the J Resort, of course, is doing extraordinary things. We'll get back to that in a moment, but I want to talk about the biggest news of this past week as we're taping this, which is that Reno was nominated as the happiest city in the United States.
Yes.
I concur.
You concur. Yes. What are you, 1 to 10? How happy are you, Sam?
I'm ecstatic.
I love it.
I moved here in 1978, and you couldn't get me out of here with chains. I mean, what an exciting place. The whole world is looking at Northern Nevada and Nevada in general and saying, how do we duplicate what's here?
Yes. Well, I think we have this incredible secret sauce. We have 320 days of sunshine, and one of the reasons Outside Magazine did this is because they realized that our backyard is just one massive outdoor playground, and it's one of the best in the world. And so people are really starting to see it, but people are coming from all over the world actually to visit Reno and saying, what are you doing here? So it's exciting. I mean, we play hard in the day and we play hard at night, and so we kind of get the best of both worlds.
All right. I want to take a quick break, and then we'll come back. I got lots more topics for you. We're here with the Mayor of Reno after this time out.
It's the $100,000 Cash is King Progressive giveaways at Carson Valley Inn. Giveaways every Saturday with a Progressive up to $20K and $15,000 in guaranteed grand prize giveaways. There's another 100,000 reasons to play and win at the Carson Valley Inn.
What do you count on? You count on your power every day. At NV Energy, we've always powered what's important to you, but we're not looking at the past. We're focused on the future. While our standards are high, our rates will remain low. And our commitment to renewables isn't just meeting standards, but leading the way. Because you can count on more than just your power. You can count on the company who brings it to you. That's our promise. You can count on it.
For 50 years, Nevada Heating has been keeping people comfortable in their homes. At Nevada Heating, call the Do It Right guys and get the air conditioning back on today. That's the Nevada Heating way. Why sweat for days on end when Nevada Heating can get your air conditioning fixed today? Call us today and we'll fix it today at 323-5585 or schedule us on our website at nevadaheating.com.
Save money and take transit. Did you know you can ride the bus all day for less than what it would cost you for a gallon of gas? Plan your trip now by going to rtcwashoe.com.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with the Mayor of Reno, Hillary Schieve. You are going to Europe, you are going to England, and of all places, you are going to Bristol, England. Why?
Yes. Well, I am right now the president of the United States Conference of Mayors, and so I get to represent over 700 mayors right here in the United States. So One of the relationships we have is through the State Department and meeting with mayors, whether it's climate change, and for me, it's mental health. We have a massive mental health crisis in our country and, an addiction crisis. And so, that's something that they said, hey, come over, we'd love to see, kind of the things that you're doing. They're very innovative, different, but also I've been talking a lot about the policies that have been failing that we've been using for a very long time that are just really sad, inhumane, and unfortunate. But I'm going over there because they actually fare worse than we do here in the United States. High rates of suicide, depression, anxiety. And so we're just going to go and collaborate and build those relationships. It's always nice to sort of learn from what others are doing and, see what we can bring back or what we can give to them. So I'm very excited. It's the first time that I've actually ever been out of the country. And this is where you're from.
Yes.
Are you from London?
Yes, North London.
So you're
Haringey,
from London.
yes.
So I need a whole itinerary from you. You gave me a great book. I'm super excited about it. But, I should be really honest. I don't like to travel.
Why?
It's so funny. I just don't like to fly. The three biggest fears. What is it? Public speaking, the dentist, and flying. And it's weird because my grandfather flew for United for 40 years. You would think I would love to fly. I just don't like it. And I do think I should be honest too, I think when you leave, you also become a little unsettled. You keep your fingers crossed. It's hard to be away from home when you're the mayor.
I travel all over the world, and if you have your cell phone and a laptop, you are set.
You're
and
good.
And a good team, which you have a good team.
Well, I'll just put you in charge when I'm gone. You're going to do a great job. Everyone, Sam is now going to be the mayor for a week.
I'll wait for the official proclamation. You're going to meet the mayor of London?
I am. I'm going to meet the mayor of London, the mayor of Bristol, and the mayor of Paris.
So, well, it'll be a very exciting trip, and I hope it gets you off of worrying about travel, because travel is the best thing, because it just broadens your mind to all the possibilities and the way that other people live. The way we were in Croatia a couple of years ago, and during COVID, and one of the people we stayed with said, the United States is a very rich country. It can afford to shut down. Here in Croatia, we have to keep working. We can't afford to shut down.
That's right.
So there's a lot of different opinions that you can get.
Perspectives, too. Yeah. Different perspectives.
Yeah, different food, delicious food.
Okay, fish and chips, right?
You got to travel.
Okay.
All right, I want to turn to serious, okay?
Yes.
So I can't even imagine what it was like when you discovered that there was a tracker on your car.
Oh, yeah.
What was your actual response to that, apart from shock?
I think most people would feel the same way, in the sense, does someone want to harm you? I mean, I honestly thought someone's trying to kill me. And I still don't know really what the motive was. We're still going through the process. But it was incredibly alarming. I just sort of burst out in tears. You don't know what to think when something like that happens. And, it's just this overwhelming feeling that you get. And then after that, you start to worry and look around you constantly. You're constantly looking around you, or you're starting to say, okay, I'm not going to go do that at night. I'm not going to go, here, or I'm not going to go there. You just start to modify your life in ways that it just shouldn't be.
You were obviously happy with what happened at the legislature.
Very. Very.
And where is the court case at this point in terms of revealing who paid the private detective to put the tracker on your car and also onto Von Hartung's car?
Yeah. I will say this about the legislature, which I had nothing to do with. I want to make that clear, because I think some people are like, oh, the mayor had. And one of the reasons I think that is so important is for other women that are being stalked. We have seen how the outcome of stalking and surveillance has literally cost people their lives, a lot of women. And so I'm really proud of the legislature and the work that they did there. It's still kind of hard to talk about because we still don't know. So I still have this anxiety level. But it's going to the Nevada Supreme Court, and we'll see what happens there, because obviously, once that's revealed, I will get a restraining order to keep myself protected. Because whoever, has said that this is about politics. Well, it doesn't matter what that's about. Being stalked, and it's a form of harassment, is incredibly alarming.
And another reason why people don't want to serve.
And that is really unfortunate. It has changed dramatically. And I hear it all the time because I speak to a lot of young women that want to go into politics. But a lot of them have said, why? Why would I do this whenever my life, could become in jeopardy? We've seen elected officials, like in New Jersey, there was a council member that was shot and killed there. It's a very different time in politics.
But even in Congress, Steve Scalise, shot.
Exactly. So
What do you think about the behavior that's occurring at the Washoe County Commission? And is that happening at the Reno City Council as well?
we get definitely we get a spillover, but they have been subjected to absolutely horrific public comment. And public comment is very important, but it's also really important if you truly want to get your message across. It's also really important to do it in a way that's respectable. And that is not what's happening there. And it's just clouding so much of the work that they need to get done. And of course, like, we can all agree to disagree, but you don't have to be disrespectful or hateful. A lot of those comments are hateful. And you know, it's crazy to me, someone might feel a certain way about me and they've never even met me.
Right.
Never even met me. Or actually have no clue how I stand on a certain issue. And that is really unfortunate. People dislike people. And over there, it's actually a lot of hate. And it's really hindering the process of, you know, what democracy looks like. And I think that that is really unfortunate. And a lot of people watch that and then say, why would I ever serve?
Right.
Why would I ever run for office? And you can't blame them. It has been very, very difficult. I would say it's changed dramatically in the last 5 years, definitely. But even more so in the last 3.
Right. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We've got other topics for you. Sorry, serious topics, but we'll come back to them after this timeout.
Fantastic cocktails and delicious food.
It's a good time to eat. Over 500 hot slots, plus electronic table games.
It's a good time to play.
Player rewards and big-time jackpots.
It's a good time to win.
As you know, Reno is booming. Toll's development company is helping it grow with insightful design and development, building community with every project, adding beauty, adding excitement, emphasizing our shared humanity. Reno is becoming bigger. Toll's development is helping it become better, more livable, more enjoyable. To learn more, go to tollsdevelopment.com. tollsdevelopment.com.
Remember 2010 in Northern Nevada, 13 to 14% unemployment, thousands of homes in foreclosure, Nevada's casinos closing? Families in the Reno-Sparks area were hurting. Many were losing everything. Then Story County launched a game changer for our region, a public-private industrial partnership, streamlined permitting, slashed bureaucracy, attracting Fortune 500 companies that made Nevada their home. Story County generated a river of cash to area communities. Economic studies by the state and others for the Gigafactory consistently show positive economic benefits for our region. $4 billion in local wages, $17 billion in consumer spending and economic activity, over $100 million in taxes to Washoe, Story, Reno, Sparks, and Nevada, just for the Gigafactory alone. Story County, improving Northern Nevada one industry at a time.
This is Nevada Newsmakers.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, we continue our conversation with Hillary Schieve. She is the mayor of Reno, which is in fact now the happiest city in America, and it has been publicized.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about Jeff Jacobs and the J Resort. So this used to be called the Sands Regency. It had been left, let's kindly say, fallow for many, many years. He has done an extraordinary job of revamping the property. It looks beautiful. I've eaten there several times. The food is rather good.
Yeah.
He has bought up a lot of property, and that has caused a consternation in some circles in Reno that the properties that he has bought up and demolished were used by people, you know, who are close to being homeless. But these properties were not fit for anybody to live in. And so in my opinion, and this is my opinion, not yours, we needed to knock down those buildings and start anew. There are rumors, and you can tell me if you've heard these or not, or confirm them, that he is planning on some of the properties that he has on 4th Street to build a couple of towers to connect over to the J Resort. Any clue on that at this point? Have you heard anything?
That I have not heard.
Okay.
But I will tell you this. You know, being born and raised here, I unfortunately knew that part of town very well.
It's been a disaster forever.
Well, and also, you know, I had some very unfortunate circumstances with my brother, and so oftentimes we couldn't find him, and so we would visit those motels. But, you know, here nor there, I will say this. Those motels were built for a 40-year shelf life. They were never built for long-term housing. And whenever I went in there, before I knew he was buying any property, I was absolutely shocked at how those were being kept. Quite honestly, no running water, mold everywhere, bedding was about 30 years old, and shame on a lot of those property owners that were keeping them like that. And quite honestly, preying on people and their hardship. They would charge between $300 and $400 a week to live in 200 square feet, no kitchenette, broken windows, just terrible, terrible circumstance. I will say this, because I made sure and I worked very closely with Jacobs Entertainment, is that they relocated a lot of people and made sure that they had places to go. And that was really, really important. So I think a lot of people, you know, can scrutinize that, but I also think it's really unacceptable for people to live in those types of conditions. And I would say this, Reno has really needed to be revitalized downtown for a very long time. It's something that we're working on now with ARPA money. I'm also doing a huge push along the river. We're going to make a $3 million investment along with paving and lighting and 12 river rangers along the river to revitalize downtown. But a lot is happening downtown, and it's really great. We absolutely need more housing, so we're working on that. The city obviously tried to buy the Sundowner. That didn't work out, but we're going to continue to focus on housing downtown. It's really important to have infill development, not sprawl. I'm a big believer in that. But I think, you know, he's making massive investments. He'll be probably close to $1 billion whenever he's finished. So, you know, you have two big gaming properties making major investments in the city of Reno because they're incredibly bullish on what's happening here. People are seeing it as a great place to live. Obviously, we're constantly sort of in the press of like, what's happened in Reno? And it's very exciting. I think we've just been now starting to tell this incredible story of we're not just predominantly gaming. We're innovation, technology. Look at companies like Apple, Switch, Amazon, Tesla, are all building and investing here for a reason. And so we just need to continue to focus on high-paying jobs and keeping also our students, I think, is really important, keeping them right here at home, avoiding the brain drain. We're hearing that now more than ever. Last week I was speaking at the university, and I can't begin to tell you how exciting it was to see how excited our students are. And they want to stay here, and they want to have their jobs here. And so it's a totally different city than it was 10 years ago. And it's something that we really focused on for a solid 10 years. When I got into office, I kept saying, we need to diversify our economy. We need to be not just predominantly gaming, and gaming is still important. It's part of who we are and our history, and it's wonderful, but we also need to be, you know, innovative, culture-wise. Arts are really important.
Okay, so let me, because we've only got a minute and a half or so here left. You know, it was interesting. I was reading an article the other day that was talking about the housing of today is twice as large as it used to be, and therefore the costs are twice as much as they used to be. Is there any thought of being able to come up with subsidies of some kind or another, or tax breaks for builders to be able to build homes that are not as large as what most people would like in their goal, but would be starter homes to be able to move forward?
Yes, definitely. And it's so funny you asked that, because we just had a project come to council and we help them with the land. We're going to sell it at market rate, which helps them pencil. But that is their model, to build much smaller. And we actually are seeing, you know, this new generation saying, I don't want to be tied to a big yard. I don't want to be tied to things. They want to travel. They want to experience life. Actually, it's very different. And they're starting families later. And so we're actually seeing a lot of that model come into the city of Reno. And it's also something that Reno Housing Authority is looking at as they build, not nearly as big at all. And so it's definitely kind of like the future of housing, which is really exciting. But those are the kind of the projects that we're investing in at the city of Reno when we can come to the table with land. So more private and public partnerships. But to your point, that's the model that we're seeing come forward because it makes sense.
All right, so when you get back from Europe and your travels, I want you to come back and tell us all about it and what you have learned and what you've experienced, and hopefully you've gotten over your fear of flying.
I know, exactly. I'll bring you back some fish and chips. Okay.
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 All right. Mayor, thank
Not
you.
your thing? I hear that's wonderful in England. Yes?
Yes. I will not destroy that myth.
Okay.
Mayor, thank you so much.
Thank you so much,
always.
Sam.
And we'll be right back.
Imagine a magical garden that feeds Carson City's hungry and homeless, teaches our high school students agriculture, creates hanging floral displays to beautify downtown, and yet charges nothing. It's not magic. It's the Greenhouse Project. It's real, it's growing, and it needs your help. Go online to carsоncitygreenhouse.org so together we can grow it forward.
Southwest Specialties has been making the homes and businesses of Nevada beautiful for more than 20 years. Their experienced designers and craftsmen create the walkways, backyards, water features, and a variety of outdoor cooking areas that add curb appeal and value to your investment. Call today or visit them at their website and see how they can make your outdoor spaces special. Southwest Specialties, creative, distinctive, beautiful. Big R in Sparks is located on Bering Boulevard next to Smith's and across from Reed High School. For workwear and everyday wear, evaporative coolers, outdoor living, Weber's, Traeger's, and Lodge. Fill your propane tanks here. Big R on Bering Boulevard in Sparks next to Smith's and across from Reed High School. Big R. Hardware, clothing, and a whole lot more.
Modern boutique Ahern Hotel and Event Center sits at the heart of the Las Vegas Strip. 2 floors of meeting and event space are ideal for groups and conventions. Stay in one of 200 luxurious rooms and suites. Brand your event throughout the property. Flexible event spaces make for easy planning and personalization. Take over the entire hotel with a full buyout option.
Thanks for watching Nevada Newsmakers. You can always watch Nevada Newsmakers 24 hours a day by downloading the audio or video podcast, watching us on YouTube, or just go to the website, NevadaNewsmakers.com. We'll see you on the next broadcast.